There is a war being fought above Ukrainian cities every single night, not with tanks, not with troops, with drones, hundreds of them, sometimes thousands. And for the past 3 years, Ukraine has been playing a game it was always going to lose until now, because Ukraine just changed the rules. What you are about to hear is not a minor tactical update. It is not another weapons announcement from a defense ministry press conference. What Ukraine has built quietly under fire, with civilian engineers and volunteer pilots, is something that the most powerful militaries on Earth have not managed to operationalize. Something the Pentagon has been studying for years and still hasn't deployed. Something Russia genuinely does not have an answer for. It's called SKYCARRIER, and it may have just rewritten the future of warfare. Let's start with the problem, because the scale of it is important. Russia has been producing Shahd drones, the Iranian-designed kamikaze UAVs that have become Moscow's signature weapon against Ukrainian cities at a rate of approximately 5,000 per month, 5,000 every single month, and that number is reportedly set to climb to 15,000 or more. That is 500 drones a day, more than 20 every hour around the clock. Now here's the part that keeps Ukrainian commanders awake at night. Stopping one of those drones using a conventional surface-to-air missile costs Ukraine somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million. A Shahd costs Russia between 20 and 50,000 to build and launch. That is not a war. That is a slow-motion bankruptcy. Russia doesn't need to win a single battle. It simply needs to keep sending drones until Ukraine runs out of missiles. Ukraine understood this early, and instead of simply asking for more expensive missiles, Ukraine's engineers asked a different question. How do we destroy more drones for less money faster using what we already have? That question led to the An-28, a 1969 cargo plane, a minigun, and a four-person crew of civilian volunteers. By April 2026, that converted utility aircraft had racked up 222 confirmed drone kills. 222, with a plane most air forces would have scrapped decades ago. But the An-28 was never the destination. It was the proof of concept. SKYCARRIER is what happens when Ukraine takes that proof of concept and scales it into something genuinely unprecedented. Where the An-28 hunts drones with a minigun, SKYCARRIER operates as an airborne launch platform, a flying mothership designed to carry, deploy, and coordinate entire swarms of interceptor drones while already airborne, already at altitude, already inside the operational zone where Russian drones are moving. The interceptors it carries are extraordinary in their own right. The Skyfall P-1 Sun costs approximately $1,000 to manufacture. 1,000 it FLIs at up to 450 kilometers per hour, built around a three-dimensionally printed airframe, and its manufacturer says it can produce up to 50,000 of them every single month. The MEROPS S-3 Surveyor brings a different capability: artificial intelligence guidance, a 20-kilometer range, a 2-kilogram explosive warhead, and the ability to operate entirely autonomously, identifying and intercepting targets without any human in the control loop whatsoever. Current cost is $15,000. At scale, analysts believe that drops to $3,000. Now run those numbers. A $1,000 P-1 Sun destroys a $50,000 Shahd, a 52-1 cost advantage every single time, and that changes everything. But this is where the story gets more complicated, because it isn't just about cost, it's about physics. When an interceptor drone is launched from the ground, it has a problem: altitude. A Shahd cruising toward Kyiv is flying at several thousand feet. A ground-based interceptor has to climb there first. That takes time. And in the time it takes, the target could already be inside the city. SKYCARRIER eliminates that problem entirely, because the platform is already airborne, already at altitude, already in position. When ground controllers detect an incoming drone swarm and vector the SKYCARRIER into range, its interceptors don't climb. They launch horizontally at combat altitude, and the engagement takes seconds, not minutes. According to footage released in April 2026, a P-1 Sun launched from an An-28 hardpoint covered the distance to its target and detonated in a matter of seconds. Russia had no answer for that intercept, because Russia's air defense systems were designed to track ballistic missiles and aircraft, not $1,000 drone falling sideways out of another aircraft already inside Ukrainian airspace. Their radar systems, their targeting algorithms, their entire air defense doctrine, none of it was built for this threat geometry. The Pentagon hasn't deployed an equivalent system. NATO's eastern flank allies, Poland and Romania, are reportedly studying and receiving related technology. But nobody has done what Ukraine has done. Nobody has operationalized this at scale, under live fire, with proven kill counts. That's the part most people are missing. Now zoom out, because what Ukraine is building isn't just a weapons system. It's a doctrine, a layered, distributed, multi-platform airborne interception network. Ground-based SAM batteries handle the big threats, the cruise missiles, the ballistic warheads, the targets that justify a $2 million Patriot intercept. AI-guided. Autonomous turrets handle the close-range swarm. Directed energy systems lasers. High-powered microwave emitters fry drone electronics without firing a single round. And above all of it, platforms like SKYCARRIER patrol the skies, launching interceptors the moment a threat is detected, preserving the expensive missiles for the threats that actually require them. Every layer talking to every other layer, real-time, continuously, in the middle of a war. Think about what that represents historically. In the Second World War, aircraft carriers didn't just change naval battles. They changed the entire logic of naval power. Suddenly, you could project air power hundreds of miles from any coastline. The ship itself became irrelevant. The reach it gave you was everything. SKYCARRIER does the same thing in the drone age. The launch platform is no longer fixed to the ground. It moves, it patrols, it projects interception capability into contested airspace in real time. And because it can operate from short unprepared airstrips, fields, stretches of road, makeshift strips carved out of countryside, it doesn't depend on major airfields that Russia can target and destroy. Russia knows something has shifted. Its response has been telling. According to reports, Moscow has begun equipping some Shahd variants with man-portable air defense systems and R-60 air-to-air missiles. Think about that for a moment. Russia is now arming its attack drones with weapons capable of shooting down aircraft. The drones that Ukrainian crews are hunting have started hunting back. That is not the response of a military that has this situation under control. That is the response of a military that is improvising, scrambling, reacting to an innovation it did not anticipate and cannot yet replicate. Here is what this all adds up to. A country fighting for its survival, outgunned in almost every category that traditionally decides war's tanks, artillery, air power, manpower has out-innovated every major military establishment on Earth in one of the most critical areas of 21st century warfare. Ukraine did not do this with a billion-dollar research budget. It did not do this in a peacetime laboratory with years of testing and procurement cycles. It did this because it had no choice, because Russia gave it no choice, because when 5,000 drones a month are aimed at your cities and your power grid and your hospitals, you figure it out or you lose. And what Ukraine has figured out is not just a weapon. It's a warning to every military on Earth still thinking about the future of warfare in terms of stealth fighters and aircraft carriers and traditional air defense grids. The battlefield has already moved. The drone age is not coming. It is here, and the side that wins it won't necessarily be the one with the biggest budget. It will be the one with the most creative engineers, the most adaptable doctrine, and the courage to fly a converted cargo plane into a sky full of armed drones and come back with another kill painted on the nose, 222 and counting.